A lot of our professional lives and our personal lives revolve around working together. We're interdependent. We help our friends and family and colleagues, and they help us. But how can we make a request when we need something when we know our friends and colleagues are also busy? We're going to talk briefly today about how to write a request that's actionable and clear, and yet also courteous. Let's get to work. All right, so 3 easy steps to writing a request that's both clear enough to take action on and courteous enough to protect that relationship. First, you want to share the situation. Make sure your reader's on the same page with you about what we're talking about, what's going on. Secondly, provide clear needs and even specifics if you have them, how much, what day, etc. And then extend some empathy to the person's situation, if relevant, as you thank them. A little more information on these steps. The situation should cover what's happening, what's my involvement or yours, reader, or both, depending on relevance, and why does this situation matter? Who's depending on us here? Secondly, what are the needs and specifics? What would I like to be done? Do I have any specific timelines or amounts or things like that? And then lastly, how can I consider their situation, what they might be dealing with that day, and be empathetic even as I do make a request and say thanks. A couple of examples for professional life. I'm helping this new client complete their profile, but I believe you did the original outreach meeting. Can you send any notes from that meeting so I can add them to the file? I know today's busy, but I'd love to get their file completed this week if possible. We can see there that I reminded my reader what's happening. Oh yeah, there's this file, you did some of it, I did some of it. Then I make clear requests, and I also extend some understanding for their situation. Similarly, let's look at a schedule shift example. I'm scheduled for the swing shift Thursday, but my daughter's presenting in a debate that afternoon. I know we're short-staffed, but if I trade with a colleague, could I switch my shift to Wednesday? This one had a slightly different order, but we're putting in that request while we're also showing the empathy that we understand the reader's situation. Let's look at a couple examples of how this might come up in our personal lives. Again, helping others that we team up with, that are in our families or in our friend circles and our subcultures. Quick example here about, I remember when I would take snacks to my daughter's track meets. I'm looking forward to the track meet this weekend and plan on bringing snacks for the kids as assigned. However, I'll be a little late. If I drop them off at your office, could you take the oranges and energy bars and I'll bring drinks when I arrive? Again, set up the situation, told what's needed, but also gave the empathy of, well, I'm not expecting them to go buy the oranges, I'll drop them off, to kind of understand that this is a team approach. And then a request for kind of help and mentorship. Thanks for being so excited about my new job opportunity, reminding them the situation. Actually, I'd love to get your advice about the industry. Would it work with your schedule to talk next week? I've made a request, I've showed the reason, I've showed the situation, and I've been empathetic as well. All right, so 3 things, just quick reminders to keep in mind as you're using these 3 steps. Number 1, you may need to share the reason. It got integrated with some of those that we looked at. But keep in mind, if it would help to share the reason, just make sure that you have. So instead of, can you finish creating the new client's file? If I want to share why I'm not doing it myself, I might say, can you finish creating the new client file? I have to present at the meeting in 10 minutes. And they'll say, oh yeah, I get it. I understand. Of course, I'll finish that up for you. Provide a second option if you can. Could you bring the coffee next week? I can do the week after. Could you bring the coffee next week while my in-laws are visiting? Happy to cover for you the second week. So I'm providing that option of payback or how we could trade. And then lastly, provide a deadline if relevant. Does the reader need to know the day, the time, the date, the level of urgency, whether it's okay to be late? Do they need to know any of that? If so, make sure it's in your request. All right, so easy way to write a request. What's the situation? What do I need? And what can I do to say thank you and respect your situation as well? Try it out. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what you're learning, and I'll be back with you very soon. Bye-bye.